What's going on, everybody? This your boy Easy, most unknown EZ'er. So coming back at y'all again. What can I say? 365 days drops. This is Jan 8th, and still keeping it going strong. Still in here, working hard. Yeah, drop a day. It is a little tough. I'll admit it, but it's still gonna happen. I'm gonna make sure I make it happen. But I just wanted to come at y'all today and touch on a subject real quick with involving Jim Jones, Cam, in the back and forth with those two. Now, I will preface this by saying it's funny. It's funny what's been going on. But honestly, I just want to, is this what we want when we Jim and Cam's age? Like, I know it's fun and it's funny and they make it funny and stuff like that. And I know Cam is really coming from a place of, oh, okay, here's how I feel. I feel like Cam's coming from a place of, it's gonna be what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, like his show. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I'm gonna come from a place of fun. And Jim, okay, because Jim made a statement essentially alluding to, like, I got to do this to keep myself in the public eye. Like, I got to be this type of person, keep myself in the public eye, keep everything moving. Because if you stay stagnant or if you stay kind of humble and stuff like that, people forget about you. And that's not what I want in life. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand where he come from with stuff. But then at the same time, bro, it's like, get older, man. Like, you're older and it's like, I think some of the stuff that you do is portraying your real life and how you really feel, and then some of it is a little bit of trolling. But I think majority of it, because, and the reason why I say majority of it, I think is just you. I'm gonna state that because we remember who you were as we grew up. You know what I'm saying? You've always been this type of person. You never really showed nothing different. You know what I'm saying? You've always been the fly, flashy, pop bottles, the type dude and everything like that. And it just seemed like you never really got out of that. I will say there was a time, uh, it's probably around the 2000s, maybe 2010 era. Between there and now, where you had a humble stage, and I believe is when he cut off the braids the first time. Like, it was like a humble stage, and it was like I'm just making great music to make good music and stuff like that, and you weren't beefing with nobody. I don't know what you was doing there at that time, but you were very much in a different place, or at least that's what I thought. Um, and then maybe that's majority you, and then you just like, man, you know what? It's just better to go with this persona. But I gotta go off of what I've seen from you. So from when you started to where you're at, you kind of been the same dude, and it's just like, so now you're clashing with the people that's that rock with you, and you're saying all this stuff about Cam and who he is and what he do and who he is afraid of and stuff like that, and it's like you act as if you didn't come up under Cam. So Cam know just about as much about you as you know about him. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen the post between them two early in this week. You know what I'm saying, with the whole, like, oh, you were scared of Big L people, and Cam responding like, bro, what? Why is you, like, why is you worried about what I might have been doing or who I'm scared of and stuff like that? Like, do you, man? Do you? That I ain't gonna lie, Cam is a good troll. Jimmy is like, I'm a press you type troll, but it's just like, people don't even pay him no mind really when he try to press. Like Cam hasn't paid you no mind since the beef started with y'all, mainly because you started the beef. And it's just like you keep it going, but you don't really have no leverage, no like one upmanship, like where you can make Cam look crazy. Uh, and a lot of people coming at Cam about the whole Big L stuff, and it's surprising. Like Cam responded with, "I never." The Big L situation was never my situation to talk about, to discuss. I never had no issues with Big L. That was him and Mace. Now it might surprise people, like uh, because of the Mace statements and stuff like that. It might surprise people that Mace had an issue with Big L and stuff like that, and it might surprise people that not everybody in the hood that claimed to be gangster was a gangster. Now I'm not saying Big L was not a gangster, but you know how you be in the hood with somebody that everybody run about talking about, and they're a gangster and stuff like that. You could potentially run into somebody that's just as gangster as you, or just they just not scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be a gangster, but not everybody gonna be scared of you. So it's like people when they running in the Suge. Like I remember Black Rod, rest in peace, Black Rod. He had a bar in one of his songs on the Rob Report, and it goes, "I'm an up top gangster, star in the hood, one of the few mugs that ain't scared of Suge." That was 9-5 after pass. I see dudes out here fronting bodyguards up to. Now, when I hear something like that, it's surprising because there are a lot of people that you hear the Suge Knight stories and stuff like that, but there are people around that's like Suge is just gonna be Suge. You know what I'm saying? Even Easy wasn't scared of Suge. You know what I'm saying? The Easy was much shorter than Suge. You know what I'm saying? So you meet people that, yeah, to a lot of people, they the big bad monster in the closet and stuff like that. But then you know people that's like, okay, yeah, he a gangster. I'm a gangster too, or he tough. I'm just as tough, or I'm built different, so I'm not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? And when they clash, you're gonna get that same meeting. Like they not running, they not backing down, they not doing anything. They not getting scared off. They gonna stand their ground and do what they do. And you know, I think from what it sounded like, Big L might have been one of those like, I'm known out here, and I'm really this, and my family really that. So you better get with it or get lost type of situation. And in most cases, Mace is like, I don't, I don't care what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, some people ain't gonna care what you talking about, and no matter how tough you is, and they just gonna be prepared for the consequences of whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing. So when Jim tries to make it seem like, oh, you scared of Big L family, Cam looking like, what does that got to do with anything? Like, if even if that was true, which it looked like it wasn't so much true, because Cam addressed one of Big L's family members, and it didn't look like he was backing down or nothing like that. Yeah, of course they weren't face to face or nothing like that, but it didn't look like he was backing down. Like it's like, cause you're not telling people like what the truth is. Fine, I'll go ahead and say what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? What I know to be the truth and everything like that. Or I'm gonna just ask you these questions and you can answer them, and people can feel how they want to feel or think what they want to think. But it's like it's just from what it seems like with Jimmy, it's just like he just gotta be this old young mug, and he just gotta be. I don't know, man. I think that's why I said I think it's always been him, because he just do stuff where it's like, come on, man, you need to chill. But he ain't really got no chill in him, because, like he said, this is what keeps him viral. This is what keeps him in the new. He going at different people, and he's making these claims, and he's telling people, you not real and stuff like that. Just like he went at 50 and Yayo and I think one time he actually went at Bleak, even though he was recently on Bleak show. So it's just like you've gone at all these people and you've stated all these things and you keep up this mess and everything like that. It's got to be you, and it's like when do you want to get out of that? And, or do you want to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like he might not want to get out of these situations. Like he just want to keep it up. You know what I'm saying? But I guess when you older, I feel like you should want to move away from being that type of person and everything like that. I feel like it should be should be some growth. But then I can't really, decide between the two because it's like it's supposed to be some growth. But if it's keeping you in the public eye and that's what you really want, you know what I'm saying? Because you get the deals, the sponsorships and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure because he's been, in the public eye trolling and whatever and stuff like that. That might be why they got, the show that he has with Dave East and Fabulous and Mano and stuff like that. That might be how the show came about because he kept himself in the news, kept himself relevant, kept himself, whether it's beef, drama, entertainment, whatever, he kept himself around. So now it's like, oh well, we might have some here where we can create this little space for y'all and y'all can get some money, doing it and stuff like that. Even though 50 and Cam have been making fun of him with the whole space, like, man, you must can't pay your bills and stuff like that. And uh Cam put up a post saying that the man he got turned off in the studio. He chasing his landlord around because he ain't got no heat in the studio, so they gotta wear the big furs and stuff like that to record. That was funny. Cam, Cam gonna make some funny stuff, boy. He had me laughing, and it's funny because Jim will try to play the strong man game, like I'm a gangster and you not and everything like that. And Cam just sitting over here. You could tell he probably was one of the funniest mugs going to school and stuff like that. Like he probably heated you a lot going to school. I mean, you could see him between him and Dane when they was cool and they was getting into it. But you could tell they just heated each other a whole lot, man. It was funny. You can tell he got a real good sense of humor, even though you know he will get on some OG gangster stuff with you. So uh, I like the back and forth. I just think Jim, you gotta calm down, and of course it's not gonna happen. He gonna keep attempted to apply pressure because I can't really say there's any pressure been applied to Cam like where it's messing with what he got going on. I don't think it's really changing anything, but it keeps Jim's name out there. You know what I'm saying, and uh it keeps Cam relevant. So it might be a ploy by both of them to just keep each other out there, keep each other relevant and stuff like that. If at one point you was cool and you want to do this certain thing where it makes both of y'all money or both of y'all stay in that in the algorithm, then I guess why not? Because since the verses, Cam was already talking about how he didn't want to do that, but he still looked out for Jim. So I think they still got a relationship, but I think this is more of a ploy. However, I do think Jim gotta slow it down, man, because you're not really winning the fight when you think about it. Because Cam is just sitting back like, bro, I'm good, regardless of what you doing, I'm good. I got the shows. I can still do music. I can still tour. I can still do a lot of stuff that you can do, but on a lesser note. Like, um, I think that's the thing, and that's why Cam don't really worry about him because it's like, dude, I'm gonna get my paper. I know you gonna probably get your paper, but I know the deals I can make. I know the stuff I can do. I don't went viral a couple of times. I've been able to tell stories. I've been able to have two shows. You know what I'm saying right now, and like I got a lot going on. And I know Jim do too. You know, Jim's moving just as much as Cam, but it's like Cam is like, hey, look, this is gonna be a win regardless. So you keep doing you. If you feel like that's gonna make a difference, which is not, you know what I'm saying, keep doing you. But for Jim, Jim, I think you should just focus on keeping your name strong, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. And yeah, I wish you was a little more of a jokester, Jim, because it might be a little bit more funny. But since you, I guess not, you know, it's making it funny on Cam's side so much more. But that's my 2 cents on the Jim. Keep working. Both of you keep hustling. You know, Cam and Jim keep hustling. But Jim, just stick to the podcasting and you know your podcast tour and all that stuff, and just get some money, man. You know, keep that going. But that's my 2 cents about it. This your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy O. So I check in with y'all later. Salutes.